AI will replace SEOs. Today I'm joined with Mike Martin, and if I'm being honest with you, I completely disagree with this. And me and Mike are going to have a rant on it. We've spoke quite a lot for the last week about this. He's gone all in on Google Business Profiles because he believes that AI won't be able to touch the Google Maps listings. But he does believe that you can scale websites like there's no tomorrow, and that it would be easy for business owners to be able to do it. So, Mike, first and foremost, let's just get straight into it. Why do you believe that AI is going to replace traditional SEO?
Right. First thing I'll say is I think there's three areas that are safe. Yeah? Before we start fucking getting all mad and shit, there's three areas that are safe, right? The three areas that are safe, I think, is rank and rent, because it's results-based. There's lead generation because it's results-based, and there's Google Business Maps because you can't automate it with AI. And everything else, all the other services that are being offered by SEOs is becoming commoditized. And when that happens, the value is almost worthless. When you look at building a website now don't get me wrong, if you're building for Coca-Cola or somebody like that, yes, I get it, right? But if you're building for a local business, a plumber, and he's like, wait a minute, so I can just chat to my fucking computer for 10 minutes and it can build me a website that you're going to charge me $3,000 for, and it's going to take you fucking 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, why is he going to go with us?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because I think vibe coding and understanding what needs to be built, I don't think he'll understand what he needs building. Him saying, okay, I want you to build me a plumbing website. How does he know what pages are needed, what topics to cover, what services, what keyword research has he done for what pages need opening, what search intent needs to be done? I just don't see a plumber wanting to vibe code to have this website being built. I think you're potentially giving too much credit to a business owner that knows nothing about SEO of what needs to be done. So how do you think a plumber would be able to vibe code a website?
Right, so you buy a domain name, yeah? And instead of buying a domain name, I'll go over and buy it from Cloudflare, right? That's where I'd buy it from. That's because that integrates straight away with most of the vibe coding tools. Now, 3 months ago, I couldn't build an SEO optimized website with vibe coding that was decent. I tried it. I've been trying it for ages. Like, this has got to get here. It's got to get here, right? And I think to say that it's not going to happen is completely naive. Like, these business owners are on the ball, mate. And they're also, in a lot of cases, they want every single penny they can get their hands on. So there's two real options for them, right? Option number one is the business knows their business better than you do. That's why we ask them a load of questions before we start building stuff. And they don't need to say to it, create it so it's SEO optimized. Create it so what they can say to vibe coding is, build me a website that's going to rank in Google, right? I'm a plumber. I do all the different types of domestic services, and I cover Greater Manchester, for example, right? Go. And then it just does it. It doesn't have to SEO it. It can say, okay, make it rank in Google, right? And then he can say, right, okay, now make it better. And then if he says again, make it perfect. And then if he asks the question to the vibe coder, have you done everything that needs to be done so this is SEO perfect for what I'm doing? Then not even SEO perfect. So it's going to rank against all my competitors. Then it's going to work. But it's not just that. That's not the area we're looking at. Forget about the business doing it himself, right? Picture a 15-year-old kid, leaves school, right? Wants to be a fucking SEO. Loves all the shit that we do, right? He will spend a day or 2 days studying everything he needs to know about it just by chatting to ChatGPT, and then he can build the website for, let's say, £100 instead of $3,000 or $5,000 or $7,000 or whatever we're going to charge him.
But you're missing a major point. You're saying that a 15-year-old can learn SEO, everything they needs to know about SEO in 2 days. He can't.
They don't need to learn everything.
He does need, because just saying it needs to be SEO optimized and make this perfect. What does perfect mean? Like, how does it know? Like, AI doesn't know. It hallucinates so much. He doesn't know what perfect SEO is. It's not good to understand what perfect SEO is.
3 months ago, I would have agreed with you, right? Because I tried to do it myself, and I've built website after website after website after website. I've built 5 websites this week using AI, right? And I purposely, like, I think if on one of my videos recently, I said to it, I went, shit, I shouldn't have said meta title, because I said it by accident, right? Because what I'm doing is I'm building them as though as though I'm a business owner. I built one yesterday. I think it was oldhamlocksmiths.com, right? It took me about 10 minutes, and it's better than any, like, if I'm an SEO and I'm going to build this website, right? You've got to realize as well, local business is a piece of piss, right? It's easy. If I'm working for big national companies, it's not there yet. But that's saying it's not there yet. Within 6 months, it's going to be there, and it's going to be accurate, and it's going to be at a level where, because when I'm building it, it actually asks me loads of questions, right? So I'll build a website and it'll say to me, do you want me to build local area pages? Would you like me to add more services? Would you like me to add a blog post? Would you like me to add 150 articles that make this contextually relevant? It asks them questions. The AI asks the questions. And it's like, so when it asks all these questions, a business owner's going to be like, yeah. Would you like me to build all your internal linkings? Yeah. Would you like me to do this? Yeah. And they don't need to know anything. And the 15-year-old child doesn't need to know anything.
But he does. That's the point.
Why?
Right? Because with regard, AI is only as good as the prompts you're giving in. It's garbage in, garbage out. So when it's saying, can you create me 150 articles? It's the content one. It's not doing it semantic triples. You're not feeding it the right schema information. A lot of these business owners don't even understand with regards to search intent of what's in there. I know you're going to say artificial intelligence does understand it, but it doesn't. It's nowhere near good enough at present. They're just going to scale AI slop, and it really does come down to the prompt engineering of what's being done. If you go, I get for really long tail local terms, you could go to Lovable, you can go to Claude Code, and you can get these sites looking nice. But for them to basically be replacing SEO, I think it's miles off, nowhere near.
Mate, you're totally wrong. And I think honestly, everybody I'm speaking to in the industry is saying the same thing. And do you know why they're saying it? Because they're fucking shitting themselves. Because they believe, right, that if they think that, think it, anything in life where you don't want to admit it, you deny, you stay scared, you stay nervous. But mate, honest to God, think about this, right? When ChatGPT came out, I had 5 writers. They were based along this wall here, right? I used to be in that office over there. I had 5 full-time writers doing blog posts, doing thingies. None of them people work for me anymore, right? Now, the most highly paid profession in most offices and in most businesses was computer programmers, right? At the time, when ChatGPT was released, and it's only happened recently this, but when ChatGPT was released, I had 7 computer programmers working for me. Some of them were getting paid 350 quid a day, right? And my business partner, Martin, who is a computer programmer, was overseeing all the developers, and he overseen all the products and all the stuff that we were doing and everything else, and he did a bit of coding himself. We haven't got a single developer anymore. They're all gone, and that's way more technical than SEO. And Martin now oversees and manages, does the work of 8 people by himself. We're more productive, we're more professional, we've got more products being released. Everything that we're doing is by far exceeding anything we've ever been able to do, right? And I was talking to him the other day and I said, when's the last time you changed code? And he went, months ago. He's not written a single line of code himself in months. Now, he's got framework knowledge. But when you're talking about SEO, it knows, especially from a local perspective, if you've released stuff on SEO and so's everybody else that you're working with, all of them articles exist online. And AI can just go and read them all in a millisecond and then say, okay, so it wants schema, so it wants matching canonicals, so it wants this, so it wants that, so it wants the other, so it wants internal linking, it wants it to be relevant, it doesn't want to be single keywords, it doesn't want to, and all the stuff that we know, it already knows it. I don't edit a single site that I've built with it because it just works.
Mike, I'm a massive advocate for AI. I love AI. I actually like vibe coding, and I actually love what can be done. But it all comes down to the prompts in and what the output is. It amplifies shit if the prompts are shit. It amplifies brilliance if the prompts are brilliant. I'm all for just the building of the site, but to say AI will replace SEOs, the AI can supercharge what you're doing. It can build websites faster, but they still need, if everyone's building out the site, there's only one person that's ranking in position number 1. Yep. So it still needs the trust. It still needs the brand. It still needs the socials. It still needs the backlinks and the power and the third-party corroboration, which all can be done, and AI can supercharge you for sure. But I'm not having it that it replaces that architect, that AI, that project manager that fits it all together, and a business owner is going to understand 1, what topical authority is needed. 2, what backlinks are going to be needed. 3, whether tweets help or Pinterest helps or LinkedIn helps, and what statuses need to be being done, how often they need to be doing it. I'm all for AI supercharging you, but to say it replaces it, that's where I'm in complete disagreement.
You said there about the architect, right? So the point I'm trying to make here is, right, let's say you, have got 15 SEOs based in your office, but you understand the architect, you understand the prompts, and you understand everything that needs to be fed in, yeah?
Yep.
You can sack all your SEOs, every single one of them. You don't need them anymore. They're worthless. And then that's your office, and then there's the next office, and then there's the next office, and then there's the next office that's getting rid of SEOs at scale, right? So what happens then is it becomes commoditized. The value of the service they're offering becomes worthless. They're still going to exist, and there are still going to be outliers that are really, really good. But when you've got, if I had 5 SEOs based in an office working for lots and lots and lots of different clients, right? I could sack every single one of them. I could build an SOP, right? An SOP, and then I'd have to maybe do a little bit of work on it over a week, and I could feed that into the AI, and that could do the job of all 5 of those SEOs, not indefinitely, because I'd have to keep updating it and changing it as things change, but I could replace all of my staff with an SOP, with a fucking Google Doc, and then I just keep the doc up to date. And that's where what I'm talking about is it's commoditizing the expertise that exists, because if you can do it sat at a desk here now, like yesterday, day before, I was sat with one of my mates, we're looking at one of these environments on it's almost a Claude, what's OpenClaw type of thing, but it's on an environment that's completely separate, and it's in the cloud, right? And we built an ad expert, right? And we took everything that he'd done all over the years and years and years of becoming an ad expert, right? And we put it into one of these OpenClaws, and so it's got all the documentation. He's created this little person, and you can say, right, do me an ad campaign for this business in this location, right? 30 seconds later, it spits out something that you can upload to your Google Ads platform that's better than he would have been able to do, and he'd have had to spend 3 or 4 hours doing it. And he can do it at scale now. So he can now literally have somebody just feed that in, and it'll just spit it out, feed it in, spit it out, feed it in, spit it out all day, every single day.
I get it, and I'm a massive advocate for AI. I want to repeat that, right? And we're doing multi-agent. So we've got supervisors in an orchestra. We've got different AIs speaking to each other. For the way we write the content now, we've got like a sales copywriter, we've got a semantic copywriter, and we've got a compliance officer that all speak to each other with the way the content's being written. And it's brilliant, and I get it. But that still needs tweaking from time to time. The content still needs information gain. Otherwise, it's just AI slop. Like, if AI is just writing everything, there's no uniqueness, because they've already got that
exactly.
So, but if you can do the SEO can be going doing a data-driven survey, feed that information to the AI, and then start getting that as part of the content that's being done, which makes that article unique, very specific to what they're doing. They can then go and run a campaign, do press releases, do digital PR, all about that data survey, which AI can't do because it doesn't have that data that you've just done to make that information gain. And I think that's where the difference is between AI slop and then being able to take AI onto the next level and supercharge what you're doing and amplify what you have and what you do.
Yeah, press releases is a good example of something that's going to be pretty safe for a short period of time. Because in my experience, like, I mean, if we just look back to the last 2 years, content writers and copywriters are pretty much gone unless they're real high level now. Yeah, computer programmers, we always had job positions up that were advertising at 350 quid a day. Now I wouldn't even take one on at £20 an hour, which is ridiculously low. I just wouldn't. I'd rather have an appointment setter that's getting paid £20 an hour that can set appointments that I can then turn into clients that's going to spend money with me. Because the useless logo design, data entry, transcription services, basic web design, it's all becoming commoditized to a point where if we don't look at it and say, all right, all of this is like, a business doesn't give a shit. If I go to a plumber and I say to him, right, I'm going to build you your website, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, right? All the other stuff that you're talking about in the background, optimizing the Google business profile, doing the press releases, doing the link building, okay? Those services are valuable, but the actual on-page SEO and the web design and the graphic design and all the other stuff, it's being commoditized, but the rest of it will come. It will come to where it gets better and better and better and better.
I think it will get better, but I still think Mike, you're one of the best salespeople that I know, right? So, but surely you agree that business owners buy outcomes. They're not bothered about the service, not bothered how long it takes. They buy outcomes and return on investment. So if building this website and doing this SEO makes it 10 times faster for you, they're not really that bothered on the time it takes. They're bothered about, is this going to get them a return on investment? They're more bothered about the product and the service that they deal with than buying tokens and buying Claude code and doing whatever. They're scared by it. So that's what they want is to know is that you're leveraging AI yourself, and can you generate us leads, or can you generate us sales from an e-commerce store, or leads that they can turn into profit? And they might be leveraging AI for voice agents or nurturing and stuff like that. But they want the outcome. They don't want to be dealing with, I need to sign up. What's better? Claude, Perplexity, ChatGPT. They're going to need to start learning all that. They're going to need to go, do I need to use Lovable or Claude? What's better? Why is it better? I don't think they want to research that. They don't want to be answering the questions that comes back. And yes, it has made it easy. I don't think these business owners really care. I think what they really care about is, can you generate me more leads or more sales? Now, as a salesman, what do you have to say to that?
You've just repeated exactly what I said at the beginning. The 3 areas I said that are still going to exist, that are worth being involved in, is lead generation, okay, rank and rent, and Google Business Profile Optimization.
But you're missing the point of them generating their own leads from their own website. From an SEO agency,
I'm not saying that.
They want on their own website to generate leads, not a lead generation agency. They want an SEO specialist to build them a website that ranks and generates some self leads, which is then you're saying is commoditized. And it's and I don't think they care how quickly it gets done. I just think they want the best result. And I think then it comes down to branding. This 15-year-old kid that's just learned in 2 weeks how to use vibe coding and stuff, he's no personal brand, he's no trust. Why are they going to go with him, even if he's 100 quid when you're 3,000? But you've got the case studies, you've got the trust, you've got the reviews. They're going to go with the ones and go, do you know what, I'd sooner pay $3,000 and know someone's going to deliver me the results than a 15-year-old kid that might understand a little bit of vibe coding.
I tell you what I see happening, right? I think we were doing some research the other day, and over 75% of local business websites in the last 3 months have been built with AI, right? And it's not a humongous test that was done, but that was the data we're getting back. Now, think about this, right? You've got clients that you bring in now, and they pay you $3,000, and they say 500 quid or 1,000 quid a month or whatever it is for your website, yeah? They're your existing client base over here, right? Your new client base over here, you've got to be the best fucking salesperson in the world to charge someone $3,000 a month or $3,000 up front when this guy over here is saying, I'll do it for 300 quid. Now, we're talking about website, web design, and web building, right? We're not talking about the digital PR. We're not talking about the link building. We're not talking about all the other add-on services you're going to charge them even more money for.
Well, that's a big part of SEO.
It is a big part of SEO, but that part comes later. You don't give them that free with the website and the web design. So what's going to happen is they're going to be like, okay, I keep getting fucking phone calls off these kids that are offering me this for 150, 200 quid, right? Those eventually people are like, you know what? I'm sick of spending $1,000 a month with this guy because it's working or it isn't, right? I'm going to try it out. And in fact, it's worth me trying it out with an extra. And then that child gets the testimonials. That child gets the reviews. That child gets the experience. And all of a sudden, the industry's up here and it's down here really, really quickly. And what's going to happen is businesses are going to fail at the speed of their churn rate. They're not going to fail overnight, but they're going to fail at the speed that the churn rate comes through. If they're losing 5% of clients a year, they're going to drop off at 5% a year, but then getting new customers is going to be almost impossible at their current price range. And they can't advertise 250 or 300 quid a month websites when they've got clients over here paying them 2, 3, 4, 5 grand. They're going to be like, I want one of them websites then.
But hold on a minute, right? Because now you're saying that they can't. They can. They could lower the price and still be very profitable. So they could.
But if they lower the price, their existing clients are going to say, I'm fucking out. I'm not paying you 5 grand when this guy's getting it for nothing.
No, but what I'm saying to you is the $3,000, what it is to build the site, they can now, with leveraging AI. I'm all for leveraging the AI, but to say it's going to replace them, I completely disagree. I don't think they're going to go direct. They're going to go to someone, they might go to someone cheaper. I agree it might become cheaper, but it's going to be 10 times faster. So if it's only half
commoditized, don't it?
It's going to be commoditized, yeah, but then it comes down to branding and how you can sell it.
You run a big company, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, what's your most expensive thing?
Lead generation.
Prospecting and outreach. Most expensive for any business, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm charging $3,000 for a website, I can afford prospecting and outreach.
Well,
When
put
I've
it
got
on,
people coming in,
I tell you what, if my team cannot
yep.
win a job charging £5,000 or £10,000 against a 15-year-old kid that's got no trust, then my sales team needs sacking. Because
Yeah, but
like
that's not that's
we would
now.
win the job at 10 grand, being 100 times more expensive than a 15-year-old kid that's learned vibe coding.
That's right now. That's now. But as the industry starts to make, the prices are going to go through the floor. Like,
Nah, I think it's going to be coming. The price for the people on the cheap end, I think people are just going to be scared and just go, do you know what? If anything, the price might even go up because they're just going to say, I don't want this AI slop. I'm willing to pay more for a quality brand with the case studies, with the reviews, with the testimonials that's got a brand and someone's scaling out and then wait. For me, wasting time is worse than wasting money. I'd sooner spend more and know it's going to be done right than waste time with a 15-year-old kid that doesn't really understand CRO, doesn't really understand search intent. He's just vibe coded something on Claude Code or vibe coded something using OpenClaw or Lovable. I just see, if anything, you can charge more because now the difference of quality, if anything, scaling out more and more.
Now you're going round in circles because before you were saying to me that people don't give a shit about that, they give a shit about results. Now, if let's say I'm a 20-year-old, right? Let's say I'm a 22-year-old. It doesn't really matter where I'm coming in from and how old I am. But let's say, right, I go to 10 businesses in my area and I say to them all, I'm going to build you a website for 50 quid a month and it's going to outperform everything you've already got. All I want is video testimonials, reviews, testimonials to say that I've done a fucking amazing job. Within 4 weeks, I can sell that a piece of piss, right? And within 4 weeks, I've got all the online proof that you've got. The only difference is I'm charging 250 quid and you're charging 3 grand. The only difference is the business doesn't give a shit. It's like, do you know what? This guy's got just as many reviews as you, or not as many reviews, but he's got all the testimonials, he's got all the history, he's got everything he needs, but he's charging me 250 quid and you're charging me 2.5 grand, 10 times as much.
But then it comes down to the expertise of this person that's doing it for 50 quid or
Not to the business owner.
I bet they're not doing for 250 quid the data studies. I bet they're not doing the links. I bet they're not understanding.
Business owners don't give a fuck about that. Like you said before, they give a shit
They want
about
the
results.
outcomes, but they're not going to get the outcomes if they come up against us and the £250 a month, and they're not doing information gain and the topical authority and the backlinks and everything else.
AI can do all that now.
It can.
Yes, it can.
Do the backlinks and everything.
No, it can't do the backlinks the way you're doing them yet, right? So it hasn't got the outreach. It can't do the PR. It can't do the high-level backlinks. It can do the spammy, shitty backlinks. It can do the citations. It can do the on-page SEO. It can do the contextual relevance. It can do all of the other shit that you're talking about. But there's some of the services it cannot do yet, right? Like the high-level link building, like what you guys do over with your high-level links and things like that. That shit can't be automated. Right. And I don't think it ever will because you need the relationships and you need to know the businesses and you need to know the website owners. So that stuff can't be automated. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about your fucking local business, SEOs that are trying to sell websites. Like their prices are going to drop through the floor. But the reason you can charge so much for a Google Business Profile optimization is simple. When you teach a business to do it, it's 30 to 60 minutes a day they have to do themselves. Or I'm going to charge you 500 quid a month and I will do it for you. And you know it's done proper and perfect. There's no automating it. Well, there is almost with GBP Optimizer, but because we've done the research and we can see exactly what needs to be done and exactly how to stay within the terms of service, then we know we're doing it right every single time. The reason I've doubled down on this is because I can see where it's going and I can see exactly. But like I used to have 20-something staff all working for me. Hardly any of them work for me anymore, and we're just as productive as we ever was. The only thing we've still got that is valuable, which is difficult, is prospecting and outreach and lead generation. We need to get more bums in seats to have meetings with us so we can convert them into clients. That's it. Everything else that we used to do that was sat in front of a computer is almost worthless because you can do most of it with AI. The only part you need is where you're sat with a human being and you're saying, right, I want a meeting, chat to me about something like this. But then it doesn't, if somebody says to me, I'll do your website for 50 quid or 100 quid or 200 quid a month, I'm going to say, do you know what? It's worth a fucking punt because if it works, I can cancel this guy over here that I'm spending $1,000 or $2,000 a month with. And it just drags the price down. And over a period of time, over the next 12, 18 months, mate, watch what happens. The industry's going to get commoditized. The industry, as is all clerical industries, and unless people are looking at things that can't be commoditized, they're fucked. They're absolutely fucked. They need to open their eyes to it now or they're fucked.
Mike, I love you to pieces. I completely disagree. But I love you to pieces. Anyone who's watching this, check out the link in the description. There's one about Google Business Profile Optimization. I do actually agree with him on this part, where I think Google Business Profiles are becoming more and more important. I think paid ads are becoming more important as well for lead generation. I think people are getting down the funnel a lot faster. But personally, I think that you're wearing the glass, you've got the glass half empty, and I've got the glass half full. I think you're thinking that AI is going to replace people. I think it's going to supercharge people. But make sure you check out the link in the description. Mike, I love you to pieces, and I'll see you again soon.